Hey, what's going on everyone? This is I-Sha here. Welcome back to Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. Units identified as hibernetic stasis chambers. Life signs of hibernating bioforms within the chambers are steady. Chambers are made of a number of exotic metals. It would be quite difficult to breach them with conventional weapons. Quite, you say? Unknown energy field is scrambling. The scan wave field is localized and holding at a steady level. Further investigation advised. Investigation like that. Dut 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 dut. Oh well, I think we learned what that energy field was. It's the darkling stuff. Dark Splinter, Darkling possessed insectoid predator. The alien symbiote within the Splinter augments its strength and durability, threat level raised. Targeting souls to a parasitic bioform. Presence increases. Okay. I had made a previous attempt to record this next episode. Unfortunately, I had to stop it short because of background interference. Which is sad because I had caught my genuine reaction to realizing after all this time you can actually dash in this game. Like, I realized I'd been ignoring the instructions. And, you know, I bring that up because, like, Mighty Gazelle's walkthrough, he was playing the original GameCube. I almost said Game Boy. You know, the original GameCube game, and it says use B to dash while locked on, and moving about. And I'm like, oh. It's like, that must have been something that was lost in the trilogy. But no, it wasn't lost in the trilogy. I just completely ignored the instructions. Which I really wish I knew that earlier, because this guy in particular, the Alpha Splinter, is a pain in hyper mode difficulty. And if I hadn't, or if I had paid attention rather, he would have been a lot less difficult. Alpha male of a war pack. Gigantic predator, very swift and strong, uses ramming attacks to defeat its foes. Splinter war packs are dominated by the largest male. Alpha splinters use their tremendous strength, size, and speed to subdue and kill prey, paving the way for their smaller broodlings. Ow. Excuse you? Ow. Except he's also pretty smart, because he like catches on to the fact that I'm dashing out of the way. Or that I'm just dashing, period. Dark Alpha Splinter, alpha male of a Darkling war pack. Gigantic predator with symbiote enhanced strength, speed, and armor. Splinter alpha males are the first to be targeted for Darkling possession. Dark Alpha Splinters grow in strength and durability, making them an even greater threat than normal. Noted. Ironically, in my experience, this guy is more difficult when he's just an Alpha Splinter. There we go. Last missile, baby. Is that his soul? Like in Harry Potter? I'm just kidding. Oh my. System alert. Unknown item acquired. Alien technology has bonded to armor systems. Threat scan complete. No negative impact on suit performance. Glad to hear it. Okay. It's a lot of little moths. Hello. Do not be afraid. I am U-Mos, Sentinel of the Luminoth. Please listen and hear of our world's peril. Long ago, a cosmic object fell to our planet, Aether, exploding with great force. A rift was torn in time and space, and a strange power flowed over the world. Where once there was one Aether, there were now two. One of light and one of shadow, each existing in its own dimension. It was the end of peace on Aether, for a new race was born that day, on the dark world, one filled with hate and terrible power. They are the Ing. And those are the things we encountered earlier. The Ing are creatures of shadow and darkness, knowing nothing of peace or mercy. For decades we stood against them, yet we now lie on the verge of defeat. When Dark Aether was born, our planetary energy was divided, half for our world and half for theirs. Should one world gain control of this energy, the other will perish. Before you arrived, the Ing had stolen a device from us, one that collects planetary energy. With it, they have weakened our planet to the verge of collapse. But fortune smiled upon us this day, for the energy transfer module is now bonded to you. With it, you can help us restore our world. You're our only hope, Samus. It's interesting that he knows my name. Should we fall, the Ing will look to the stars for new planets to ravage and conquer. Your species could be their next victims. The Ing have taken our energy to 3 temples on Dark Aether. Find these temples and transfer the energy from them to our own. I have updated your map system with the location of another temple. There is knowledge there that can help you on your way. I have also updated your translator module. You can now access devices and doors coded with violet holograms. Many lands are now open to you. Prepare well for your journey. The Ing now know you possess the energy transfer module. They will try to recover it at all costs. Return to me once you have restored the energy to a temple. I will aid you as I can. May the light of Aether shine upon you. Well, thanks, bud. Energy fully replenished. Luminoth, U-Mos, indigenous sentient species of planet Aether. Subject is U-Mos, a sentinel of the Luminoth, guardian of his species in this sacred temple. Scans indicate numerous beneficial abilities, including heightened reflexes, durability, psionics, and flight. Ability to generate and manipulate energy on par with that of the Chozo. Dating scans suggest an age of 2.15 centicycles. Only known active member of the species, remaining Luminoth locked in protective stasis until crisis is resolved. Take a look at this Mothman. Look. Gathering all the moths. This is a regional energy controller. The unit regulates planetary energy in this sector and is linked to a global energy network. Energy controllers were built by the Luminoth to regulate Aether's planetary energy. Several wonders are powered by the energy controllers, including a weather control grid and a teleportation system. Wow. When Dark Aether was born, it too had energy controllers, all linked to that world's planetary energy. Chamber holds a collection of several types of energy. Notable types include solar, bio, and geothermal energy. Unable to measure exact power levels with current scan equipment. Let's gather as many of these as we can. I really need to stop humming along with the music because it's not going to be in sync. Come here, little guys. Boy, that was rather loud. That's the ice maker. kitchen fridge. Oh, thanks, U-Mos. You brought all of them to me, basically. And just like pigeons, goodbye. Origins. It is told that the Luminoth were not born of Aether, but of the stars. In the early days, we roamed the greatness of the void, bathing in the glorious light of 1,000 stars. We met a vast number of enlightened minds, the Incrin, the Ela, and the Chozo among them. Each of them we found had claimed a homeworld and formed a deep bond with it. In time, we decided to do the same. That does make you wonder if he knows my name, or Samus's name. Like, whether because he's basically a mind reader, or if it's because the Luminoth are acquainted with the Chozo. Just an interesting thing. Light flyer, light energy, or generating flyer. Target mechanoid is quite durable and can fire bursts of energy in combat. The light flyer is an aggressive flying drone once loyal to the Luminoth. No, it disappeared. Oh, there it is. It'll now fire a burst of energy at any living thing within range. It generates light at all times, making it somewhat easy to target. Did I not scan these? I think I did before, just not in this playthrough because I had forgotten, or no, I had to play through this again because I had to boy, I can't talk. I had to play through this again because I ended up saving past this point, and so I had to, yeah, you know. No, I can't talk. Or I can't just put my words together. Or thoughts together. Uh-oh. No. Aha! Got you. I think I came really close one time to killing them all before any of them could get possessed. I think there was only one left. Fun fact, so I don't remember if I mentioned this before in last video. But I had actually realized years ago when I was 7 years old, when I was first introduced to Metroid, we were at my let's see. On this door, the path to the Agon Wastes lies. Once fertile plains, now sands scorched and ruined by war. May life thrive there again one day. Amen. Final entry, warrior Jeffame. Their army swells, beasts and rogue machines join the ranks of the horde, all eager to bring death to the Luminoth. The Ing sent these new additions to the industrial site to do battle with me, while they washed from safety. Cowardly mongrels, my only regret in death is that I did not live to see the day of their defeat. May it come soon. Going out like a badass. We're at my mom's best friend's house, and her sons had the games Metroid Prime and Metroid Prime 2 on the GameCube, and it's kind of crazy to think this was before Metroid Prime 3 came out. Because this was before 2007. I'll get to it eventually. Our heritage. Our search for a home took us through the cosmos. For many a great cycle we roamed, yet a place to call our own eluded us. In time we began to despair, feeling the search was in vain. We considered remaining among the stars until a scout returned with news of a world unlike any other. When we beheld Aether for the first time, so great was her beauty that we forsook the stars forever to live upon her surface. From that day forth, the Luminoth were of Aether, our blessed paradise. I say, your hides have got to be quite insane if you're literally basking in sunlight. I mean, they're Mothmen, so, you know. But yeah, like, I was watching... Like, I was 7 years old while I was watching... my brother Bob and I, while we were watching... my best friend's mom's... Or my mom's best friend's sons were playing them. And, it really put an impression on me. Or, you know, I was just in awe the whole time. It was the coolest thing I'd ever seen. And it was actually during one of those elevator sequences, or cutscenes, that I realized... Oh wait, Samus is a girl? And I thought that was really cool, because it was just unusual. Agon Barapod living storage units at the Luminoth. Hardy desert plant form used to store useful items. Tough epidermis can be destroyed with weapons. The Agon Barapod is a hardy desert plant form used by the Luminoth to store useful items and supplies. Its tough epidermis can be destroyed with weapons. It gathers trace amounts of moisture from the air and stores it in a number of chambers throughout its body. It can hold and process this moisture for weeks if necessary. Lumite, photosynthetic flying insectoid. Interesting, so it's a bug that does photosynthesis. Relatively harmless in shadows, powerful and invisible in the light. The Lumite thrives on light and can render itself invisible to most predators while within it. When out of the light, the creature is relatively harmless, relying on a crudely spat chunk of biomatter to defend itself. Once in the light, it can channel large amounts of solar energy into a deadly blast. Wow. Target has been dead for 1.1 decacycles. Body has been badly damaged by sandstorms and heat exposure. Judging by the number of blast wounds, the target was dead long before the desert got to it. Sandgrass. Indigenous strain of grass adapted to desert climate. Plant requires no moisture to survive, relying exclusively on solar energy for sustenance. Sandgrass scans indicate that the plant requires no moisture to survive. It relies exclusively on solar energy for sustenance, making it well adapted for life in the desert and environment. Evidence of extensive mutation present, suggesting radical bioadjustments within the last centicycle. Mutation source is not natural. Plant strain was genetically engineered, possibly by the Luminoth. So you guys were into bioengineering like the Shozo, eh? There's also lightning going on in this desert. I realized in the previous video there was something I had not brought up, or a train of thought I didn't finish, which was like I grabbed my coffee with the spoon in it and I'm like, I'm not sure why I keep the spoon in it. Hello. Sandigger, pretty straightforward. Desert-based tunneling bioform. Extremely well-armored, target exposed eyes to damage this creature. Scans indicate that the Sandigger has a dual-brain nervous system. Both of its heads are capable of attacking, disabling, and digesting prey. It fires globs of acidic digestive fluid at prey to cripple them and begin the digestion process. Ugh. Its hide is very durable and resistant to weapons fire. Only its exposed eyes can be damaged. Well, what I was going to say... that kind of death is just sort of a, like, it kind of makes you feel like, oh, I'm sorry. Another one of you. Ow. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So I was about to say, like in that episode, I mentioned funny story, and then I never finished what it was I was talking about. And regarding the tea in the cup. And what it was is in Ukraine or something, we learned that there is this funny little trick or test that can be made to tell the difference between a Russian and a Ukrainian. And the test is pretty simple. All you have to do is give them a cup of tea. If they just drink it like normal, then they're a Ukrainian. But if they start wincing as they're drinking it, like one of their eyes starts twitching or something, then they're Russians. And the reason for that is supposedly Russians, when they drink their tea, will always keep the spoon in their cup. And so that's why their eye would be twitching. To, because they just developed that muscle or something, or muscle memory, so that the spoon, even when it's not there, doesn't poke them in the eye. Sandbats, small airborne predator pack. Contact with targets can cause minor damage. Targets travel in flying swarms. Sandbats are small flyers. They travel in packs for safety, though they are predatory in nature. Failing to find prey as a group, sandbats will often enter a feeding frenzy and attack one another in search of sustenance. Is that why it's going around in circles? I know I do a lot of reading, but I honestly just love all the information and lore and stuff. It's just all very fascinating to me. Oh yeah, I don't have the space jump yet. Which, interestingly enough, it's only when playing Prime 2 multiplayer that you learn that the Samus sprite is actually doing a somersault in the air when you jump the second time. The music changed. Oh, it's you guys. Pirate Trooper, Starfaring Brigand. Aggressive, well-armed, bioform trained for combat and conquest. Sworn enemy of Samus Aran. The space pirates suffered a serious defeat at Talon 4, yet they remain a powerful force for crime and disorder in the galaxy. Their technology continues to advance. Even the lowly trooper has received numerous upgrades to his arsenal. A photonic power scythe and quantum assault cannon are now standard issue weapons for all troopers. Now this design of the pirate I really like. Like the ones in Prime 1 just seem like they're a bunch of hunchbacks and also just very animalistic. And the ones in Prime 3 also seem very animalistic. And also, there are just so many different kinds and they all look kind of weird. Not very uniform-like. This looks very uniform-like and very... They seem a lot more organized. And they're also taller. They're obviously taller than Samus. Like the ones in Prime 3, they're about your height. But these ones are obviously taller than you. Also, just look at that design. And they're just like... They're pretty true to like the original pirate design. Or the older one. Anyway. And like sort of this crustacean-esque look. And also that photonic cannon, or I don't remember what it's called. It looks like a pterosaur skull. Like a reference to Ridley or something, which is pretty cool. Anyway. Enough about that. Let's get to fighting them, shall we? Although the jury is still out regarding whether I like Prime 2 or Prime 3 more. I will say I definitely like the pirate designs in this game more. Hello. Brizgy, or Brizgy, I don't know. Venomous insectoid. That's an insectoid. That looks more like a crustacean. Of course, you could argue a crustacean is an insectoid. I mean, I guess it is an insectoid. Poison stinger concealed in back-mounted shell. Finish it off quickly once the stinger is exposed. Oops. Breeze's tail ends in a venomous barb, which it conceals underneath a hard-packed layer of fused sand. A series of sharpened ridges along its body discourages most predators. Those foolish enough to harass the Brizgy are quickly introduced to its deadly sting. Oh, the phrasing. How deadly is it? Whoa. Guess that answers my question. Two for one. Let's see. Woo! It's bright. Shriekbat, territorial flying rodent. You call that a rodent? Oh well. Rapid flying explosive enemies. Target and eliminate enemy at range if possible. Shriekbats have high internal temperatures, leading them to seek cool climates to dwell in. They prefer caverns, roosting on ceilings while hunting for small prey. Fiercely territorial, they dive bomb anything that wanders near. This attack is fatal for the Shriek Bat as the impact sets off a discharge of thermal energy. How exactly do you guys survive as a species, then? Like, if you're just going to be extremely territorial and kill anything. Like, at least bees won't always actually sting you. Ah! Ow. Oh, look, a big room. Y'all know what time it is then? Oh. Telluric alloy, stress, okay. Alpha Sandigger. Large, tunneling bioform, extremely well armored. Target exposed eyes, okay. This appears to be a Sandigger pack leader, larger and stronger than normal members of its kind. Target both of its heads to damage it. Okay. So, same weakness. Oh, but now we get to make your dark side. Bomb Guardian. Bomb dropping Darkling. Enemy is utilizing your Morph Ball bomb unit. Although its armor is strong, its tail is exposed when moving. Its mouth can be hit when glowing. This Darkling Sandigger has absorbed the ability to generate Morph Ball bombs. It can throw bombs with considerable accuracy and frequently lays a spread of bombs in its wake. It's like eggs. Its head and tail are the only vulnerable spots on its body. Target them when they are vulnerable to neutralize and terminate this enemy. Noted. Ah. Ow. Okay, so this makes dashing rather risky because unless of course I just change which direction I'm dashing. Alright, buddy, you going down. What exactly was I trying to say there? Goodbye. Just give up the ghost, why don't you? Or the, my stolen equipment. I love how even the item room sound or music still has that what the heck was that sort of feel to it. U-Mos, Temple Security Station. You have been cleared to access the station. This is a statue of Kach, a great hero of Agon. He was a farmer until Agon was devastated by the coming of Dark Aether and the Ying. It's like Maximus the farmer. I heard that. Access point for the local energy system. The energy transfer module has been designed to interface with it. Once it has, all the energy within the module will be channeled into the local system. Huh. Bioscan complete. Luminoth subject terminated 1.5 decacycles ago. Damage from multiple weapon systems detected. Subject definitely went out fighting. Luminoth holo projector online. Automated message initiated. Welcome, I am I-Sha, Sentinel of the Agon Temple. This message survives my death as guidance to one who would fight the Ying. A portal to Dark Aether lies nearby. With it you can travel to this land's shadow. You must locate a dark temple, a twisted mockery of this sacred place. Inside you will find the energy controller you seek. The temple door is held fast by 3 locks. The keys for the locks are hidden throughout that dark land. Your search will be difficult. Even the very air of Dark Aether is dangerous and can cripple the strongest of warriors. In our past struggles with the Ying, we placed a series of light crystals throughout their world. They remain today. These crystals create safe areas that will protect you from the harmful atmosphere of the dark world. I have updated your translator module. You can access devices and doors coated with amber holograms. More lands are open to explore. When you have taken the energy from the Dark Temple, return here at once. May the light of Aether serve you well. For an automated message, you seem pretty sentient. It's 'cause he's a ghost, more like. He lives on, or his ghost lives on through the, holo projector. Which is sort of a play on words, you could say. Ah, shoot. No! Rude. No more of you dudes, eh? Kind of reminds me of, through vigilance and strength we create peace. It's the hallmark of the Luminoth right there. Oh well. Kind of reminds me of this one story I wrote, which I never ended up finishing actually. But like, basically the concept is this guy is living or he like turns himself into a cyborg. Unfortunately, he miscalculated certain things. Like he couldn't find anyone to be his first test, so he ends up testing himself. And, whoops. Forgot about you. Let's have a little fun. Whoa. I didn't know you could do that, actually. Really? As I've said before, possibly in lost footage, one of the motivations of playing through these games again and again is because it seems every time I do, there's always one little thing I haven't, or one little thing I never knew. Or one more new thing. Downloaded the map for this area. Sweet. Okay, here we go. Blue root tree. Highly poisonous plant form. Durable tree with venomous leaves found on several worlds in desert climate zones. It's really cool. It's like this transparent, glowing thingy-mabob. The blue root tree is common on worlds with desert regions. While an elegant, attractive plant, the tree's leaves are highly toxic. Few species can ingest the leaves and live. Many of them, such as the space pirates, consider the deadly blue root leaf a delicacy. Really? Fascinating. Wait, can it hurt me? Like in ball form? No. Okay. What was I gonna say? Or what was I saying? Oh yeah. So this dude in my story, Ritter, or well, the book I'm talking about is called Ritter's Legacy. And like he ends up putting himself in a coma, basically, because it didn't really work. But he's still able to function because of his robotic side. And he ends up communicating through a hologram of himself. But his real self is like just like detrimental, or just like that. That's not the word I'm looking for, but very sickly. Moving off Florida, saving Aether. Anyway, that's what that Luminoth, basically, like his ghost, communicating through a holo projector. That's what it reminded me of. Anyway. Aether's planetary energy supply reached a critical stage. If left unchecked, the energy would expire, bringing an end to the world. Our greatest minds devised a way to preserve and regulate the remaining planetary energy, the energy controllers. Well, sure seemed to work. Oh, crap. I had actually rewritten the concept of Ritter's Legacy in this play format that I just called Ritter. Which I much prefer that title, to be honest. And although it lost a lot of the concepts used in the original story, it still like explored a lot of the a lot of other areas that I hadn't before, and I think at some point I should see if I can, rewrite the story. Maybe combining the best of both worlds, because they're just elements of both that I think are just really cool. Bioscan complete. Luminoth subject terminated 1.9 decacycles ago. Target has a number of wounds caused by small explosions, most likely delivered by a portable rocket or grenade system. Wait. Is that hinting or something that this guy was actually killed by pirates? Or maybe even Dark Samus. Oh, hello. I just love how in this game, too, they just beam down. Oh, no. You see the Ying have found cool new toys to play with. It's also one of the first, if only, times you've seen a creature actively try to defend itself from the coming darkness. Dark Pirate Trooper, Darkling possessed space pirate. Starting to see a pattern. Enhanced strength and stamina gained from addition of symbiote. Dislikes bright light. Pirate troopers, already trained to follow orders without question, were perfect candidates for Ying possession. Darklings moved to take every trooper they could, expanding the army of the Horde considerably. Space pirate technology struck a chord with the Ying, who now hunt actively for gadgetry of any kind, especially weapon systems. Well, I guess that dead Luminoth earlier then suggests that it was actually killed by a dark pirate trooper. And also, yeah, the Ying just nicknamed, or the Ying collectively nicknamed the Horde, reminds me how similar, or obviously similar, they are to the Zerg from StarCraft. Who are collectively nicknamed the Swarm. And of course, you know, with many other things. I mean, they're just the two are also just very similar in many respects. Light of Aether. The main energy controller was built in the Great Temple. 3 sub-controllers were built in the temples of Torvis, Agon, and Sanctuary. They collected the energy of Aether, then radiated it over the world to all who needed it. In time, we came to call this precious energy the Light of Aether. It brought an age of peace and prosperity to the Luminoth. Mechanical analysis complete. Portal Dynamo offline. Configure lens system to focus solar power on Dynamo. This will energize the system. Automated door system governed by bomb slot control link seems to originate from Dark Aether, however. Target is in a state of dimensional flux, unable to completely scan bomb slot target. 50% of its component atoms are in another dimension or on the surface of Dark Aether. Structural analysis, industrial solar lens, part of a system used to open a portal to Dark Aether. Such an appropriate name for the planet. And for its dark dimension, for that matter. Dark Aether. Ether, everything around. This is a space pirate crate. Oh wait, what was that? Space pirates strangely dislike theft. The only way into their crates is through the use of force. The game, it has jokes. Or sorry, the game's got jokes, that's how you phrase it. Oh yeah. Pillbug. Cave-dwelling herbivore. Vulnerable to concussive blasts. Use them to stun and damage this enemy. Pillbugs prefer to dwell in dark caverns, though they exist in lit areas. Yeah, totally lit. Navigating with a series of sensitive antennae, they roam through caves in search of moss and fungus. That's what you eat, eh? Pillbugs can move rapidly and will ram unwary targets to clear their path as they search for food. A pillbug can be jarred loose from a surface with a concussive blast. Doing so reveals its vulnerable underbelly. Whoop. Part of conveyor system. Conveyor system originally used to transport kinetic orbs. Provides access to upper section of room. Hint, hint, hint. Telluric alloy. Every time I see telluric alloy, I just think of what Buzz Lightyear says in Toy Story when he's displaying his wings for the first time and Woody is like, "These are plastic, he can't fly," and Buzz is like, "They are a beryllium carbonic alloy, and I can fly." I have scanned you guys, yes? Okay. Okay. Whee! Imagine just, traveling around like that, just in this little ball form. These bugs just camping out up there in the works just remind me how we've got this ant infestation problem in our house. Yay! It's like in Fellowship of the Ring when Gandalf finds the Sindel. I forget what the name of moon runes or whatever. Yeah, whatever they're called. But ooh, bright light. Singular. Forget what. Yeah, I forget what they're called. But the moon runes, how they're powered on, or not powered. They're revealed only by starlight and moonlight. And console used it. And like the moment he says that, then the moon comes out. That's what that just reminded me of. So I could get all the lenses intact and then we get some clear sunshine. Oh dear. Back we go. Into the wild dark yonder. Gee, you don't say. Ow, 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 ow. Xenotech. Luminoth light crystal generates protective field of light energy. Provide protection from dark ether zones. They can be nullified by dark energy and supercharged by light energy. Provide protection. They can be nullified. They were created by the Luminoth during their war with the Ing, and many still remain in use. Dark creatures despise the crystals. Some are injured or killed by the field they create. Blade Pod, living storage units of the Ing Horde. These Ing morph their bodies around useful items to protect them. They rely on larger Ing for protection. Morph their bodies. As they have no way of defending off enemies, damage from all weapons will harm them, but light-based weapons are superior. Noted. Light Beacon. Must be energized by beam weapon fire to function and remain charged for a limited time. Light beacons must be energized by beam weapon fire to function and remain charged for a limited time. The beacons were created when the Luminoth ran short of light crystals during the war. While simpler to make, the beacons were also unstable. They had to be energized periodically and could run out of energy at critical moments. Still, any protection was better than none for the Luminoth warriors. You got that right. Something is better than nothing. Energized safe zones do not last forever. To reactivate a safe zone, shoot the sparkling energy again. Ooh. Transdimensional activity detected. A device has been activated back on Aether. Nice. Oh, hello. A new creature entry. Inglet, worker drone of the Ing Horde. Wall-crawling morphine bioform, strongly dislikes bright light. Inglets perform the menial labor of the Horde, but can be pressed into a combat role if there is need. They are amorphous blobs, capable of clinging to nearly any surface. Inglets can fire bursts of dark matter in self-defense, though they prefer to avoid battle. They seldom travel alone and can be dangerous in large numbers. As with all Ings, they dislike bright light and will avoid it if possible. Okay, so the word Ing, it can be plural, but it can be like a plural of a plural. Like the word people. Like people is a plural word or a collective word, but there is also peoples. Because there are different kinds of people. Ow. Not you. Anybody else? Going once? Going twice? Sold. As a teacher I had in Ukraine, would love to say all the time. He also had this funny way of talking in that he would refer to himself in the third person a lot. Like, you goofing off or something in his class and he'd be like, that is not appropriate, Mr. Bell's class. He would also be sure to, like, make note if he calls on you and you just say, huh? Or like, huh, what? Or whatever. He would be like, sir. Like, he'd correct you. You're supposed to say, sir. Huh? That is not a respectful response. 11. Night Barb. Flying airborne hunters. Native to dark ether. Targets are small but travel in large numbers for safety. Avoid contact. Night Barbs are small airborne darklings. Smaller and weaker than a hunter-ing, a Night Barb will travel with a large pack to increase its odds of survival. This is wise, since their primary predators are hunter-ing. Oh, really? So the ing just hunt each other, too. Lovely. But anyway, that is definitely going to be it for this episode. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, God bless, and I hope to see you next time. And I definitely need to take a laser shower after being in this dark world for quite a while. It's just routine, you know? Anyway.